If you've searched for this video, this is either the first one you clicked, or you're quite frustrated right now. All the old methods just don't seem to work anymore and they can be a real waste of time. But after scouring the galaxy and the internet, I found one that still works really well and also massively boosts your trade rank. This video will go over preparation, location, and the method itself. If you're planning to unlock, buy, and build a Corvette, I'd suggest you start with roughly 300 million credits, ideally more. Depending on your playstyle, this may sound really daunting, but if you want to fast track the process, check out my guide on exobiology. The demands on your ship for this method are simple: good cargo space, a serviceable shield, and a decent jump range. Basically, your biggest trade ship. If you haven't got one built already, these are the best choices, all of which have Coriolis Builds linked below. Feel free to use these lists to customize your loadout. I'll note quickly that the SCO FSD is unbelievably great for trade ships, so if you don't have one in your T9 yet, now's definitely the time to chuck one in. What we need is a station with a terraforming or agricultural economy and as many federal factions as possible. It also speeds up the method if there are multiple stations like this in close proximity. At the time of recording, the best system for this is Wally Bay, and its two stations Marlborough Orbital and Swanson Dock. But if this changes in future, I'll leave the new location in a pinned comment below. Our aim is to climb the Federation ranks, so we'll be completing missions for the federal factions. Once you arrive in the system, head to Marlborough Orbital, open the mission board and select all the federal mission givers. The federal ones are those with this little circular logo. If you've got some spare credits, complete all the donation missions that are available. This step isn't essential, but it will definitely speed up the process. Now, go into the transport missions and scroll to those with a destination of Wally Bay. These mining and source and return missions are the ones we'll be picking up. But there are a few things to keep in mind as we do so. Firstly, it's best to go for low volume missions, usually under 100 units of cargo, so you can complete more missions in each trip. Secondly, for the mining missions, we'll be buying the commodities rather than mining them, so we can't grab every job we see. If a tempting looking mining mission calls for one of these materials, great, grab it. Otherwise, I'd suggest you leave it alone. Lastly, if you're spoilt for choice in missions, it's best to go for those with a high reputation reward. If you see this star logo with 4 or 5 arrows to its right, that is a really good mission to pick. As I say, this only applies if you have the option. After grabbing all the appropriate missions, set a course for the nearby Swanson port and do this process again. Select only federal factions, donate to them, and pick up transport missions that return here. Once you've got a good list of missions, head to the Transactions tab on your left-hand screen and open up the site inara.cz. Hit Commodities, I want to buy, then input the materials that your missions call for. Note that Inara can only handle 5 commodities, so if you need more than 5 types, input similar ones. In this footage, for instance, I grouped together the high-tech materials. Set your start system, landing pad size, supply amounts, and the other settings according to your preference, and then hit search. If a result below has this text in blue, this station has every material you've entered. If not, it's only got a few of them. Pick your best option from the results and head to that station. Open the commodities board and look for every material with this mission logo. Click into it and buy up the amount that it suggests. If you still don't have everything the mission's asked for, go back to Inara and input some more commodities. Continue this process until the hold is full, then return to the stations in Wally Bay. If your combat rank is fairly high, this is when the Pirate Menace will strike you. Remember, if you have the agility, try to avoid the interdiction. If not, just give it up straight away, and don't try to win the dogfight. Put all pips into systems and engines and boost away, charging your supercruise. Assuming you make it back to Marlborough Orbital, go to the mission depot and hand in your commodities. For each mission, take the reputation or star reward if there is one. When you're ready, select the federal factions again, donate, and grab some more missions. Fly over to Swanson Dock and repeat. After handing in to both stations, it's time to check your progress through the ranks. In your right-hand menu, go to Status, then scroll to Power Play. All this info in the Federation box probably won't mean much yet, so here's some help. Here's a list of all the federal ranks. Your aim is to climb up to Rear Admiral, as that's when you unlock the federal Corvette. Listed in this menu is your current rank, as well as a percentage. This is how far through the rank you are. After hitting 100% in a rank, you might spot a mission at the top of the board with this icon. If you complete this mission, you go up a Federation rank. Oftentimes, this will be a combat or delivery mission. Doing these can be a really fun way to break up the loop, But if you're going for efficiency, I'd recommend you only take this mission if it's a source and return, just like we've been doing. This is because it doesn't actually matter when you rank up. When you're at 100%, the reputation you're earning is already filling up the next rank in the background. So this means that the most efficient method is just to keep going with your loops until you see the perfect Link mission. So that's basically it. Just repeat this loop over and over and over again. This process is a little boring, I won't lie, but you can break it up as a chill little side project in between some exploration or combat. Plus, it feels like you've really earned the Corvette once you're in it. Before we wrap things up, I just want to say a huge thank you to this Redditor who shared the information I used in this guide. If you'd like a detailed, written explanation of this method, there's a link below to their post. As always, if you've got any questions or advice for others, feel free to throw it in the comments section. Once again, thanks so much for watching. Hold on to your space legs and remember your limpets. Until next time, it's goodbye from Commander Dituri.